Okay. All right. So when you find your seat, you can go kneeling, cross-legged, whatever works. We're just gonna do a round of Vastrika breathing to begin. And before we do that, just take a moment to arrive in your seat, arrive in your breath. And you can close your eyes and just take a moment to gaze inward and start to settle the body. And connect to your breath. And as you settle the body and align with your breathing, you start to come into more connection to, your truth, your beingness. May all beings everywhere receive the benefit of our practice through our bodies and our minds. Just take a deep breath in, let your lungs expand. Exhale, keep the spine tall. Excuse me. And then do that again. Just inhale, full lung capacity. Without straining, just let your lungs expand. And exhale. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Let's do Vastrika breathing. So this one is it's like the sniffing dog through the nose. I don't think you can hear it on Zoom, but maybe you can, but it sounds like. Okay, and it's the stomach is what's moving. It's really the belly sort of bellows in and out, in and out. Okay, so you sit up tall. This will build a lot of heat in the solar plexus. So it's a nice energizing, warming pranayama. Take a breath. We'll do a breath retention after we do. I'll do a bunch of them, repeat them, and then we'll do a breath retention, and then we'll probably do 2 rounds. And when you do the breath retention, hold still, but apply the lock. So you can lift the pelvic floor, draw the navel in, and you can do the chin walk. And you can also close the nostrils. So you can I like use my ring finger and my thumb on my right hand and just hold my nose closed when I hold the breath. And then when you do the retention, you can gaze at your the 6th chakra, so sort of the center of the head, forehead. Okay, so prepare, take a breath, lift. Exhale. And take another breath to prepare. And begin. Keep going. Keep it even, the in and the out. And complete that. Take a big breath in. Fill your lungs all the way and hold at the top. Apply the locks. Hold the breath. Release. And when you breathe out after the breath retention, it's a calm, easy, it shouldn't be like a big blast or anything like that. So it's a bit of a controlling of the inner locks. So when you release the pelvic floor, you release the navel, you lift the chin, and then you just let the breath easily come out. You're gonna do one more. Okay, so sit up tall, spine straight, chest up. You can have your eyes open or closed. Go ahead, begin. And release the Vastrika. Breathe air in, full lungs, hold at the top. Fill your lungs. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, apply, and then you can close your nostrils, hold the breath, concentrate at the sixth chakra. Release the locks and just breathe the air out, let it come out nice and calm, and then just sit for a moment so you can observe the shift or the change, if any. Usually pranayama does make that pretty profound change, even in just a short amount of time. Okay, and then you can open your eyes, and you can. I start sitting, kneeling, and then I'm going to go cross-legged position for this next thing. You can do it in the kneeling down, but I also forgot to turn my heat up, so I'm going to turn my heat up. All right, so from here, let your spine stay tall. We're going to just side bend, so whichever way you want to sit. Take your left arm up and just start to lean to the right. Keep your left sitting bone down and come over as far as you like. So you get a good stretch on the left side. Use your fingertips reaching out away from the left hip down. And then once you're there, you can relax your head a little bit more to the right and then just observe, maybe looking a little down or looking a little up, and notice, find that, sweet spot and then hang there for a moment, but keep reaching away your left fingertips, wiggling a little bit, my like ring finger, tapping into that side, the side body, reaching, and then slowly come back up, and then release, left arm down. You can take now the right arm up. Make sure you have the sitting bones on something, a pillow or a block or whatever, the ground, and then lean to the left. And keep reaching your right arm over your ear. You can go a little lot. I like to sort of bend my left elbow, but it won't necessarily be on the floor or anything like that, but it could. And then lean the right chest a little back, drop or relax the head, and and then you could explore a little bit the head up, the head down, or the chin up, down, eyes up, down. It's getting to the neck right away. Opening it up, and then change. When you come up, release the arms down, and then let's go right into a table position. So you just lean forward, shift onto the hands and the knees. And hopefully this kind of pressure doesn't hurt the knee thing that you're talking about, but you can also put a padding under. We won't be here for long. And also just throughout, go ahead and do a couple of cat cows. You go at your own pace, and just know that if you ever want to come off mute, if you have questions, if things come up, no problem, right? It's always fine. You have a question about a pose we're doing. So cat-cow the spine a couple of times and just observe the movement, observe your breathing, smoothness of the breath, and the just quality of moving with the breath. Okay, and then you can tuck your toes under and start to lift the hips into a downward facing dog. Let your hands be really strong and stable. Grab the floor with your fingers and your palms, like the muscles of the hands. Good, and stay there and draw the abdomen up. So you're allowing the diaphragm every time you exhale to naturally lift up under the rib cage. Gives more support. And smooth breath in. And slow breath out. Okay, and then from here, take the feet forward, walk them to your hands, stay in your forward bend here, and you can drop the head down even more, maybe bend the knees. I'm bouncing on my feet just a little bit to
reverberating into my low back because that feels really good right now. But any kind of like ragdoll spine, forward fold, just let your head hang. Press the floor with your feet though. Get your feet really strong underneath you, and then you can slowly come up. And when you come up, you're gonna take 3 shoulder rolls. The shoulders up, back, and down. You can go as slow or quickly as you like. I'm on 2 in that direction. Forward, up, back, and down. And then we'll floss in the other way. Go back, up, forward, and down. 1, back, up, forward, and down. 2, last one. 3, shoulder rolls. Okay, and then you're gonna come to equal standing, feet together, plant your feet down. We're gonna do half moon pose, arms up overhead sideways, palms together. Glue the hands, palms, wrists together, interlace the 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, reach your index fingers up. Get a good solid grip. Squeeze your legs together. Push your hips forward, bring your arms a little back so everything's very long in the center. Narrow in the center, pull the abdomen in, stretch up one more. Slowly bend to the right, push your hips to the left. Keep your legs solid, squeeze them, push your heels down. And keep your arms straight, legs straight, then make a side bend. And you're gonna feel the stretch all over the left side of the body. There's a lot of controlled movement internally, so it's the abdomen in and keeping the legs solid. And then externally, there's a big shape, a big extension all over the left side. And then you can come down a little bit more, keeping the arms back with the head, open up the chest. Just come to where you can sustain a normal breathing pattern, just a comfortable in and out through the nose. Push your hips to the left. Bring your upper body down. Hold wherever your maximum is. And breathe there for a moment. Change, slowly come back up, stop in the middle, squeeze your legs together, push your hips forward, arms back, chest up, chin away from your throat, stretch up, try to touch the ceiling, pull the belly in and bend to the left, push the hips to the right, keep the arms and the legs solid, lean the upper body back, push your hips forward. If you need a little more, right hip forward so it stays in line with the left, left shoulder forward in line with the right. Make the crescent moon shape on the right side, but you want to feel, it's a big stretch all over from your toes all the way up to the fingers. And just notice, observe. So if there's any tricky points along there, and then just stay with it. Stay with the strength in the abdomen, open your chest. And then come down a little more. Keep your legs solid. Squeeze your butt. Open your chest, and then change, come up, and stop in the center. Okay, keep your arms up, squeeze your palms flat, squeeze your legs together, and then lift your arms more, drop your head back first, and then keep then lifting your arms up. You can move a little bit the head, so get used to the head going back, doing the half moon back bend. Lift the arms up. And then notice what you see on the ceiling behind you. And take your fingers and point to that. Take your arms back. Just do your upper spine. Lift your chest up, head back, arms back. Squeeze your legs together. And then you can keep going back into your low back. Squeeze your hips forward, push your heels down. Lift your chest up, reach your arms back. Go back. Keep looking at the spot wherever you're gazing. And then let it keep going down the wall behind you and keep pointing to that spot. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, go back, reach back, stay in your maximum, and take another breath. Straight arms, come back up, lift up at the top, and come down slowly, bend your knees. Keep your arms with your head so it's a flat back. And once you're all the way down, just drop your head, release take your hands behind you, glue your body to your legs, bend your knees to make that happen. Get your fingers under the backs of your heels, Padahastasana. Pull up on your heels with your fingers just so you know you have your grip. Drop your head, Okay, and then you work on straightening the legs without losing the connection. Glue your upper body to your legs. So you bend the knees. And even the face comes to the shins below the knees. So the top of your head is, imagine it's going to touch your toes. Roll a little weight forward into your toes. As you push the knees is straighter and straighter. You don't have to push. I don't mean it like that. Like you don't have to force it. But as they get straighter and you have your chest pressing against them, you eventually lock your knees in this position. And once that happens, you can pull a little bit more with your grip. And you notice a big stretch all over the back side of the body. All over. Your tail down to your heels. Your tail all the way to your head. Pull one more, try to straighten the legs, try to lock the knees, and change. Come up, arms catch the head, slowly rise up. Reach up at the top, try to touch the ceiling again, and slowly arms down, and just be still. Once you come out, take a breath. Okay, and then we're going to shift into a salutation. Come to the top of the mat, sun salutation. We'll do the variation. This is going to be another, you will put a knee on the ground, but you won't have to put pressure on it. I think it should be okay. But you adapt as you need to. Arms up, up, go back. Just go back again into your half moon back bend. You're not going to stay super long. Open your front body. And then come up. And come forward as you exhale, release your head down, take your hands down by your feet. Actually, let's do this. So bend to both, let's do the ghost style salutation. Bend your both knees, because that doesn't require any knees down. Okay, keep your chin in. Step your right foot back. Keep your left knee bent, keep your chin in, and then look forward. Place the fingers down, spread your fingers wide. Step your left foot back, find the top of a push-up, okay? So plank. And then just do one low push-up, elbows in, and then push the floor away and come back into a top of a push-up. Right foot step forward, tuck the chin into your chest, touch your forehead towards your knee. Step your left foot forward, sink your hips down to your heels so you're in a squat. Chin in. Straighten your arms and your legs. Keep your head in. Even if it doesn't touch the legs, try. But prioritize keeping your arms straight and your legs straight. And a little round. Roll into the toes. And then bring your hands to the heart. Come up. And then lift your arms up, half moon. Head back, reach back, go back. Look back. Squeeze your legs. And change. Come up, arms down. Take a breath. Just be still. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's do the second round like that. We'll do it now that I know what we're doing. Bring your hands to the heart. Lift your arms up. Head back. This is the salutation to the sun from the 84 asanas, the ghost style. So you go into half moon back bend and then stay, take a breath, and then come up. Lift up. Now, round forward like you're diving over your legs. Place your hands by your feet, fingers line up with your toes. Keep your head in, chin in. Bend both of your knees, sink your hips down. So you're in this nice stretch for your low back. Keep your chin and step your left foot back. Tuck your left toes. And now lift your chin, look forward. Okay, and then press your hands down, step your feet back. High push up. Low push up. High push up. Push, push. And then bring your left foot forward. Chin in to the throat. Right foot forward. Sit your hips down to your heels. Keep the head down. Straighten the arms. Straighten the legs. Fingers line up with the toes. Straight arms, straight legs. Try to bring your head into your legs. Straight arms, straight legs. And then slowly round up. Hands to the chest. Once you come up, do another half moon. Arms up, head back. Reach back, go back. more. And then change, squeeze your legs, come back up, arms down. Okay, take a breath. Let's do a salute to the moon next. Okay, so this one is half moon, and we'll add in some triangle separate leg things. You know it. Arms up overhead, palms together. You can go interlocked finger grip again, or flat palms. Stretch up. Push your hips to the left, bend your body to the right. Stretch your side body, open up your chest, squeeze your legs, weight back in the heels. Squeeze a little the palms so they're flat together at the wrists. Change, slowly come back up. Stop in the middle, squeeze everything into the center. Stretch up, bend to the left. Not a long hold, so go ahead and get in. Get to your best one. Find your breath, stay and breathe. Change, come up. Do your half moon, stretch up. Arms up, head back. Arms up, chest up. Legs solid, arms back. Squeeze your legs together. Push your heels down, squeeze the back of your butt. Now take it into your low back, middle back, upper back. Arms back, keep them straight, reach back. Point to the spot you're looking at, go back, change, come up. When you come up, lift up. Flat back, come forward. Pull the abdomen in, glue your body to your legs. Take your fingers behind your heels, scoop up your heels. If your legs are already straight, you can just put the tips of the fingers on the floor behind the heels. Otherwise, slip them under there. Take a breath, drop your head down, bend your elbows back behind your calves, pull. Try to lock your knees. Change. Arms catch the head, hinge at the hips, come up. Okay, and then you're going to step out with the right foot. So then pivot so you're on your mat sideways. Step right foot out, arms down for triangle, big step. Okay, you're going to rotate the right toes out. Bend the knee, move the arms at the same time. Put the elbow inside of the knee. Look up, chin to left shoulder. Squeeze your left leg, push your left heel down. Look up, pull the belly in. With the help of the right elbow, push right knee back so you feel the opening in your right hip. Look up, stretch up, open the chest, open the shoulders. Keep your left leg solid. Breathe. Change. Come up. Do your other side. Right toes in. Keep your arms out. Left toes out. Bend your knee, move your arms at the same time. Reach up, reach down. And then look up, chin to right shoulder. Okay, when you bring your chin to the right shoulder, your profile of your face is visible from the side. Stretch your fingertips more up, try to touch the ceiling. Sink your hips down, keep your left thigh parallel to the ground. With the help of your left elbow, push your left knee back, pull your abdomen in. Turn, twist your upper body back. Keep your right foot solid, squeeze your right glute muscle. Right quadricep, kneecap lifted. Open up your chest, change. Come up. Straighten your left leg, pivot your toes. Bring your arms up over your head sideways. Okay, and then take a quarter turn and face the right. Okay, now for standing separate leg, head to knee, right hip back, left hip forward. Good, and then stretch up. Bring your chin in, stretch up, catch the back of your head. Round your spine over your right leg. Keep the legs straight as possible on the way in. Touch the floor with your fingertips. And then see if you need to bend the knee to make the forehead and the knee connect. You want to touch your forehead to your knee this one. Change. Slowly come up. Keep drawing the abdomen in. Round the spine, arms with the head. Stretch up at the top. And then turn around to do your other side. Make sure your back foot is grounded. Push to the right heel down, back foot's like about 45-degree angle. And the squeeze of the inner thighs together. So stabilizing the legs, stretch the arms up, lengthen your spine, traction, and now round your spine in. Tuck your chin first. Pull the abdomen in more as you round, 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 round. Press the fingertips beyond your left foot, toe, big toe. And then keep your eyes open, looking up. Put your forehead on your left knee. Bend your knee if you need to. Keep your back leg straight. Suck your stomach in more. Keep your chin in your throat and slowly come up. Opposite way you went in. Right hip forward, left hip back. Stretch up at the top. Turn, pivot, feet together. Step right foot back. And release. Arms down by your sides. Take a breath. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna mute you, but feel free to unmute, like I said, if you need to ask questions, but just, I guess I'm gonna send this recording to someone later. But anyway, bring your feet to the back of your mat. We're gonna do an abbreviated salute to the gods and the goddesses. And there'll be a little bit of shoulder opening stuff, so have some fun. Okay, arms up overhead sideways, palms together. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, index fingers reach up to the ceiling. Excuse me, step your right foot forward. Take a big step, sink your hips down so you come into lunge, right thigh parallel to the ground. Lock your back leg, kick your left heel forward so it's over the ball of the foot. And then keep the arms lifting up, chest up, keep your hips down, but let your head go back. Squeeze the left leg, lock it, take your arms back, reach back, look back, go back. Change, come up, turn, pivot, face your left leg. Bend your left knee, sit your hips down, get low. Squeeze your back leg, kick your right heel forward. Squeeze your right glute. Lift up the chest, heart, arms. But keep your hips low as you drop your head back. Ground your feet. Push your right big toe down, arms back. Reach back, look back. Go back. Squeeze your arms more. Palms flat, go back. Change, come up. Okay, lower your right knee to the ground. Bring your left heel 3 to 6 inches from your right knee. Keep your 2 hips in one line from the side. Swing your left elbow under your right elbow for eagle. Okay, cross twist the elbows. Left arm under. Pull the elbows down just for a moment so you feel that little bit of compression. And then you're gonna, sorry, I messed us up. Bring your arms up over your head. Again, excuse me, round your spine first. Let's go forward. Chin in, look at your stomach. Touch your forehead to your knee. Totally mixed us up. Okay, now, once you're down there, do this. Bring your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. And then see if you can lift your arms off your back. Be very mindful. Shoulders shouldn't hurt. Feel like a good stretch, something interesting. And then change, round back up, unlace your hands. Bring them up overhead. Now bring your left elbow to the right and do eagle arms for the back bend. Okay, so lift the chest, head go back, arms come up. So you're gonna lift your elbows up and then point your fingertips to where you're looking. Squeeze the right butt, keep your left heel down and go back. Change. Come up, unwind your arms, reach them up. Press off of the top of the right foot, turn pivot to the right foot. Shift weight into the right foot, bend your left knee. Come down, right heel close to the left knee. Stretch up, chin in, round. Pull the abdomen in more and more and more and more. Touch your forehead to your knee. Make that connection. Sweep your arms behind, interlock them. You remember which thumb was on top first, do your other thumb, other grip, okay? And then you can lift your arms up and away, up and away, okay? And keep your chin in. Round your spine. Slowly unwind, head comes back up, unlace your hands, bring them overhead like wings, swing your right arm under, cross your elbows. Take a breath and lift up to go back, head back, chest up, arms back. So it's like your fingertips are reaching back, elbows lift up and away. Squeeze your outer right hip in, go back, and change, come up. Unwind your arms, take them up. Press off the top, tuck your left toes actually. So you can come up and step feet together. Arms down. And just be still, take a breath. Okay, we'll let gods and goddesses go for today. And move on. So this next thing, do this, bring your arms up over your head, sideways, palms together. Exhale, you can fold over your legs and release your head. Walk your hands forward. Spread your fingers wide. Okay, and come into a plank position. So when you're in plank, you're going to protract your shoulders down into your hands, spread your fingers wide, chest forward, abdomen in. And you can stay in plank. We're going to hold this for roughly like a minute. We're already in it for, I don't know, whatever that was, 10 seconds or so. Now keep pulling the abdomen up towards the spine. Push the hands, shoulders down into the floor. So there's a little bit of round in the upper back. Good, and then send the chest forward. If you want to add some movement for the hips, you can take your right knee out and around to your right shoulder or elbow. Bring the right foot back. Do that with your left knee to your left elbow, shoulder, round it out, bring it back. You can repeat that, or you can take right knee to left elbow, crisscross, left knee to right elbow. Okay, and you can repeat any pattern. I'm going to keep going with the legs, or you can stay in plank. We're more than halfway done. Just another about 15 seconds. Notice how strong your hands are, your fingers are. Keep breathing. If you're doing the movement, you can come back to plank and hold for just another 3, 2, and that's good. Lower your knees down. You can take a little roll of the shoulders, the wrists if you like. Okay, and then you're going to come back to take downward facing dog just for transition. Walk your feet to your hands. Have your feet hips distance. We're going to go through the 3-part chair pose from here. Bend your knees so the weight goes back into your heels. Excuse me, and pull send the tail back and then lift your chest up, arms parallel. So you're doing a backward bend, but you're staying low. Your hips are back. You're sitting down, thighs parallel to the ground, and then lift, arch your upper body back. Change. Second part, come up high on your tippy toes. Keep the chest up, spine straight, bend your knees. Sit down on top of your toes, into a chair without going below the chair. You can come lower than me. I don't go as low as I want to. But I want to keep my spine straight, chest up, heels up. And then you can change, come up, and lower your heels. Bring the weight forward into your toes. Squeeze your knees together. Squeeze them in, pull the abdomen in, keep your arms parallel, focus one spot out in front of you, and slowly lower down. Squeeze your knees, squeeze your knees. As you come down, you go slow. So you keep your chest up, spine straight, shoulders down. Squeeze your knees even more. Look slightly up so you can come up with that same control, knees in, chest up, all the way up, heels down. And you're done. Feet together, arms down by your sides. Okay, do eagle pose, arms up overhead, sideways. Right elbow under the left. Cross, wrap, twist. Whoops. Not used to having sweaters on while I do these postures. Sit your hips back and down. And get low, lift your chest, arch back. And lift your right leg on top. So you cross the legs, hook the toes if they go. Sit your hips down again, get low, thighs parallel to the ground. Arch your upper body back, pull your elbows down, fingertips below the nose. Sink the hips back and down, push your left heel down, only one set. Squeeze your legs, chest up, change. Arms up, circle them above, and then the left arm under. Cross elbows, twist the wrists, pull the fingers down below the nose. Feel a stretch in the outer shoulders. Sit your hips down, get as low as you can with the heels on the ground. Arch your upper body back, lift your left leg. Cross it high over the right. Sit back down. The lower you sit, the more successful we can get the legs to wrap and also keep the two hips in one line from the side. A little left hip back and push down more the right heel. Pull the elbows down more in the center. Lift the center breastbone up. Breathe. Pull your fingertips down below your nose. Change. Arms up. Arms down. Good. Just stabilize the legs. Take a breath. And let's do some stuff on one leg. Do this. Bend your right knee up, just as high as it goes. Catch it with your hands, and you can take a stretch of the right hip. Work on your left leg, keep it solid. Lift the chest up. Just enjoy the stretch. Stay here for a moment. Okay, pull the abdomen in, squeeze your left leg, squeeze your left glute. Practice locking the left leg. Excuse me. And then from here, you can bring your right hand to your hip. Take a hold of your right knee with your left hand. And you can keep the knee bent, or you can straighten your left leg and grab the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand. Okay, and then you're going to twist to the right. Open the chest. And if you have your balance, right arm can go back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Draw your navel in. Keep contracting your left glute, your left thigh. If you have your balance, you can keep looking back. Your eyes. Look to your right hand. Twist the spine. Come back to the center. Keep your standing leg solid. Switch. Grab a hold of your right big toe or your right shin. Left hand to left hip. You can lift the right leg higher if you want, and then take it out to the side. Keep your standing leg super solid. Squeeze your left glute. Lift up out of the waist. Okay, and then from here, bring the leg forward again. And release it. That's enough. Lower the right foot down. Stand nice and tall. Standing leg is the right one now, so you can set it up, take a warm up. Bend your knee up, squeeze your right glute, squeeze your right quad. Stabilize the right leg. Lifted kneecap, use your right glute muscle. You can also stay here for a little longer. Ready to do the twist. You want to catch the left shin with your right hand, or you can hold the foot. You want to straighten the leg, left hand to hip, turn to the left, squeeze your standing leg, push your right big toe down, contract your right thigh, your right glute, squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Open your chest to the left. You can take your left arm back. So you're twisting the shoulders, the ribs to the left, and then the neck, look back. Squeeze your inner thighs together, keep your standing leg solid. Then you can change, come forward, switch your grip. You can hold the big toe for the inner foot, right hand to hip, open the leg out. I usually do this opposite, like go leg out and then twist. We did the twist first, just for fun. Lift up the chest, squeeze the right butt. Okay, and then bring the leg forward. Keep your standing leg, don't lose it. And then you can release. Left foot down. And that was just a nice preparation for standing head to knee pose from the Bikram series. Shift your weight into your left foot. Contract your left thigh, bend your right knee up. Flex your toes towards your face. Lock your standing legs, stretch up out of the waist. Round your spine forward. This might be the step you stay and you work on. If you get your fingers below the foot, you can grab your foot from underneath. This might be the part you work on, you stay on. How you know where to stay is your standing leg still locked. Contract your left thigh, contract your left glute. If you're kicking, you can kick right heel out. Keep your standing leg solid, squeeze inner thighs together. If both legs are locked, you can bend your elbows down. Keep bringing weight forward into your standing leg toes, elbows below. And still your balance, breathing is comfortable. You can tuck your chin, look at your stomach, touch your head to your knee. Whatever step you're working on, you just have another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head up, arms straight, bend your right knee, and set the foot down. Stand tall, breathe in. Do it on the other side, left knee up in front of the left hip, toes flex, stretch up, contract your right glute, round your spine forward, keep your right quadricep contracted, abdomen in, pelvic floor lifted. If you got the foot in the hand, you can work to the next step. If when you're kicking out, the right leg starts to bend, fix the right leg before you move on. If both legs are straight and still you can balance, bend your elbows in and down. Elbows go below. And then if you want to take your head to your knee, you got to tuck your chin to your throat, look at your stomach, touch your forehead to your knee. Now, whatever step you're working on, stay. Lock your standing leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, change. Head up, arms straight, bend your knees, set the foot. You can just notice. Okay, standing bow. Bring your right arm out, palm face up, thumb to the back. Drop your hand down, pick up your right foot, hold at the inside, knees together. Stretch your right knee down, lift your left arm up. Try to touch the ceiling. Okay, and then kick back and reach forward. Simultaneously kicking and reaching. Keep your standing leg. Been practicing it for a few postures. Contracted thigh, lifted kneecap, squeeze your left glute, bring your body down. Touch where you're looking out in front of you with your left fingers. Point your right toes up over your center head. Breathe, find your depth. You gotta hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Turn on the kick. 3, 2, and change. Reverse. Right foot down, left arm down. Be still. Bend your left elbow, palm face out, thumb to the back. Drop your hand down without turning the wrist. Pick up the left foot. Hold from the inside, knees together. Point your left toes, stretch your left knee down, lift your right arm up. Lock your right leg, stretch up, kick back, reach forward. Right shoulder comes down the jawline, and it ends up exactly under your chin, like an arrow. And then you just look forward where your arrow is touching out in front of you, where you want it to go. Left shoulder back, right shoulder forward, kicking, reaching are equal. Squeeze your standing leg. Keep it locked. Squeeze your right glute. And then the stronger the kicking, the standing leg, the stronger the kicking leg. And you can go into your depth. Just hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Bring your body down. 4, 3, 2, change. Okay, left foot down, right arm down. Breathe in, breathe out. So good for the heart, the lungs. Okay, the next posture. Let's stay with the traditional 26 and 2 class for now for the next, balancing pose. Tula Dandasana, very simple. You remember how, I don't know, this might be just because I'm older, But we used to call, you know, the playground seesaw, we used to call them teeter-totters. So it's like you're like a teeter-totter in this pose. Capital, the T is the key. So you're making a capital letter T. Arms up overhead, go ahead, do the pose with me. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs. Stretch up, chin away. Step your right foot forward. Point your left toes into the air. Squeeze your palms flat. Index fingers reach away from your left toes. Okay, so that's the board on the seesaw. Hinge forward on top of your right hip. And bring your chest parallel to the ground. Keep your arms with your ears. Squeeze the belly up, away from gravity. Lock your standing leg. Point your left toes back. Stretch your arms forward. And change. Okay? So do your left side. Step your left foot forward. Point your right toes in the air. Remember when you play with your friends on the seesaw and you try to get it to that balance point? Equal? Do that. Body down, leg up. Okay, so but pretend you have like ropes pulling your arms forward. Ropes pulling your right leg back. Pull the abdomen in. Find the balance point, capital letter T, stretch. And change. Step feet together, arms down by your sides. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let's bring, I'm going to step out with my right foot. So I'm going to go to the top of my mat again. Arms up overhead sideways. Step your right foot out to the right. Always working with like these inner forces to open up the outer space, right? You're opening right now, like kind of stretching like a canvas. The outer layers from your fingertips to fingertips. All the way down the sides of the body. Pivot your toes in, lift up, and then slowly hinge forward. Flat back, look forward as you come out. And as you come down, so you're still looking forward. So then you're going to take your head, your forehead as close to the floor as it goes, and then grab for your heels. You're standing separate legs, stretching pose. This grip, the fingers go under the backs of the heels eventually. They can be sides of the feet, but you want to connect your all fingers together like you have just one big finger, and then hook it under your outer feet, and then roll away to your toes and try to lock your knees. Contract your thighs, lift your tail up. Bring your chest more forward to take the round out of the upper spine. And notice you're breathing in and out through your nose. Shoulders up off of your ears. Bend your elbows back to your calves. Put your hairline on the ground between your toes. Bring your ribs through your inner thighs. Roll the weight into your toes. Contract your thighs. Lock your knees by contracting your thighs. Okay, and then bring your hands out in front of you. And let's twist. Okay, so we're going to twist to the right first. Bring your left hand down. I'll tell you a story after this. Okay, lift your right arm up. Okay, as you lift your right arm up, notice when you twist it to the right, your pelvis probably moved as well. So like my right hip kind of went over to the right. So I'm like twisting in my pelvis, which is fine. Not a bad thing to do. It gives a really nice inner groin stretch. So you could stay like that. But what I want to do is bring the twist more into my spine. So I'm going to take my right hand, wrap it around behind my back. See if I can catch sort of around my left hip. And I'm going to push my left heel foot down a little more and see if I can bring my left hip back over to the left. So my pelvis hips are a little more in line one another, and then now the twist is more just in the spine. And then you can stay here, breathe, look up, or you can add on this thing. This is a very sort of advanced, if you want to call it that, or just a very deep shoulder version of a twist. But if you want to do it, you might like it. Otherwise, stay in the half bind. You can do the arm up twist, any variation. If you're going with me, you're going to take your left hand on top of your right foot. Okay, so your palm is face down, your thumb is towards your heel, your pinky's towards your toes. And then you're gonna flip your palm face up. Now you have your thumb to your pinky to your heel. Now you're gonna turn the hand one more time. Now you have your pinky to your pinky toe and your thumb to your heel. Then you're gonna clasp under the right edge of your foot. Okay, so that's part one. You can stay there. Roll the way forward into the toes. Use now the grip and see what you do when you pull on your foot. It gives you a little more twist to the right. The second part, the add-on, is take your right arm over your head, way out in front of you. Okay, and that's important. Go slow. You're going to walk your right hand over to the left and see if there's a foot that you can catch onto. Make sure your right arm is over your head and your weight is forward in your toes. Relax your neck. So the head hangs and then you pull with your hands grip and you make a nice twist. It should feel breathable. You're able to breathe. You're able to not strain or stress about any of it. Even if it's intense, it's okay. Then you can slowly unwind. We're going to do the other side. Okay, right hand down. Lift your left arm up. And let your pelvis sway to the left a little bit. And then you can push the right foot more down, even out the hips. You can take your left hand behind your back. That's nice. And that's a good place to stay. Okay, and then bring your right hand. If you're going on, bring your right hand, touch your left foot. Flip it twice. So put the back of the hand down and then flip it again. Now you have your pinky to your pinky toe, your thumb to the heel. Okay, and then if you're doing both hands, arms, take your left arm over your head, way out in front of you, and then you kind of spider walk the fingers over. Ooh, see if there's a foot there, and if there is, catch the foot. Make sure you have your left arm over your head. And then you can find this nice twist. Breathe, roll the weight forward in your toes, relax your head. And then from here, just stay, take another breath. If you're in the variation, holding the feet, undo the feet. Untwist your spine, bring your hands out in front of you. And just settle into your legs again, settle into this forward bend. And then lift your chest up, arms up. Push your hips a little forward, feel your glutes muscles, and bring your feet together. Arms up, arms down, and just breathe. Okay, from here, let's do this. Okay, so this is the part that it might be tricky on your knees, but I'm going to give you some options, and I'll come check in with you in a second. But so, because the first side is probably might be problematic. We'll see. Bend your right knee up. Take your heel as high towards your navel as it goes. Hold the foot from behind with your left hand, half lotus. Version of tree pose. Push your hips forward, abdomen in, and you can bring the right hand to the center of the chest. Okay, if the foot slips, hold it. Otherwise, you can bring left hand to namaskar. Okay, and if you want to do toe stand, this would be the place to do it. When you do toe stand, you look out on the floor in front of you, you reach out in front, catch some weight in your fingertips first, and that takes pressure out of the knee. So it's a strong use of the fingers to then bend your left knee and sit your hip to balance over your left heel, and you're in control. So if the left knee is like, don't do that, then you listen to the knee. But if you're feeling okay, you walk your fingers back, lift your chest up, and then when you don't need your fingertips anymore, you can bring your left hand center, right hand center, balance. Eye gaze is on the floor out in front of you until you have your balance with your hands and prayers, and then you shift the eye gaze. My left knee's like, don't do it all the way today. Okay, now this next part, you're gonna come down on the ground. We're gonna do beach pose, like from the E84 class. Okay, for this one, make sure you have room out in front of you. Your two knees are in one line from the side. Okay, and I'm going to show you another thing to do if this doesn't work, but I think your right side is probably fine because you said it was your left knee. But anyway, when you come into it, you're going to roll forward. and you're gonna land on your half lotus right foot. Okay, so when you come forward, you want to shift your pelvis forward. I think you've done this with me before. I'm pretty sure you have. And then squeeze the hips so that they're in line with one another. So I actually squeeze the glutes quite a bit to bring my right hip down in line with my left. You can take some time here. You can even put your head on your arms or on the floor. I like to hold this one in a Sphinx position and pull a little more my ribs forward. Okay, and then just stay right wherever you are. And I need to come closer to see if I can see you. You doing okay there? Hi. Okay, good. And that works for you, the half lotus? Just give me a thumbs up. Cool. All right, so stay there and breathe. You got your right leg in half lotus. And you can stay, this is developmental work for the hip, preparation for lots of things that involve the knees, that involve the hips, such as, lotus poses, and a lot of other things. So this one is, I love this beach, Esau calls it the beach pose, because it's really, it's a really good yin pose. So you could do this and hold it for a long time, and you're just putting nice pressure on the ankle. It should not hurt the knee, should not hurt the ankle. Usually feels like a good way to be. Now, the add-ons, and know that you can come back and just stay at the beach the whole time. Okay, so the add-ons are one, just to like lift your chest and do Sphinx pose. Pull the rib cage forward, drag your elbows back, and point your left toes. Another thing is you can come into a tabletop half lotus. Okay, and do a couple of cat-cow moves. I'm mostly thinking about moving my my sacrum, my tail, up and over, round and top. So that's another place you could stay, or stay at the beach. Or this is preparation for coming into, I'll turn to, if you need to see, coming into the kneeling tree position. So if your left knee down, your right knee down, you're in half lotus, just like you're standing half lotus tree, but you're kneeling. Squeeze the hips forward, abdomen in, and then this is preparation for a posture known as short man, short person. It's also known as horse pose in the Ashtanga second series, but you can prep for it by rotating the left thigh femur out, put your left foot down away from your right knee, put your left hand on your thigh and bring your right hand to the chest, squeeze your hips forward. And then over time, you can have both hands center. Takes a lot of hips, stabilization, squeezing the hips forward to open them up this way. And then eventually, I think I can do it on this side. Maybe not. You bring your left heel in front of the right knee. You have the heel off the ground. You're actually pushing the knee into the heel into the knee. You're still externally rotating the hips, and then eventually you lift your chest up. Yeah, I'm going to stay at the in-between stage, which they call pirate. Okay, wherever you are, I can't see anymore because they went too far away from the screen. Oh, I see, kind of see. Okay, and then you can come back up. When you come back up into a standing tree, just keep your right leg up, find your balance, bring your hands to your hips, bring your right knee out in front of you, squeeze your standing leg, straighten and bend your right leg 3 times. Just hinge the joint, okay, just to loosen up the joint again, and then straighten it all the way and lock it. And keep it high, chest up, squeeze your right leg, you might get a little cramp, and then release it, right like that. And you'll do the whole thing on the other side. I'll tell you before you go into the other side, if the half lotus on your left leg, if that feels problematic on your leg, on your knee, excuse me, when you come into the beach, the alternate pose is the half frog. Okay, so you can go like that. And take your knee out from the hip, and that should feel pretty safe. You might even put a cloth or something under the knee. Okay, and then you can stay there and work like that. We're going to go through that whole cycle though. Bend your left knee up, take it into half lotus. You can hold a foot. Sometimes if my left knee is being cranky, Sometimes it does. So I'm gonna hold the foot with both hands, and I work on stabilizing my standing leg, keeping my two hips in one line, and then just seeing how much I can bring my left knee down without it hurting. If it hurts, you back off. You don't do anymore. And you go back to your glutes. Squeeze the butt forward so that you can open the hips safely. And maybe 1 or 2 hands center to the chest. If the foot slips, hold it. If you're doing toe stand, shift your eye gaze out in front of you. Start to come forward. Bring your hands out in front of you. Catch some weight in your fingertips. Once you have weight in the fingertips, bend your right knee so your hip to hover, balance over your right heel. Walk your fingertips back, lining up your shoulders over your hips. Chest up, spine straight, 1 or 2 hands center of the chest. And once you have balance there, then you shift your eye gaze forward, looking out in front of you. And you lift your hip off your heel. Okay, and then you go to the beach, or you go to the half froggy. You're at the beach, you can walk slowly forward, your forearms, lay the sole of your left foot to the floor. Be very mindful, do not hurt your knee. Feels like a good stretch, then stay with it. And then you can stay with your head down, you can do the chest up version, Sphinx at the beach. Squeeze your left glute so you can even out your 2 hips. Squeeze your right glute, your right leg might even be in the air once your hips are even, okay? Stay here as long as you like, okay? And then if you wanna go into I like the cat-cow in this half lotus, as long as my knee is not being like cranky. I like to say it's cranky, it's just like stuff in the meniscus or whatever. But putting some movement into the joint without disturbing, you can come up then into the kneeling tree. I'll face you just if you need to see. Hips forward, that's a nice one to work on. Opening the hips, squeeze the butt forward, abdomen in. Or you can go into the pirate, rotate the right hip out, step your right foot down, put your right hand on your knee. Okay, now that there's more pressure in the left knee, each step of the way, so you got to be very mindful. And then eventually go into the short person, right heel in front of the left knee. I'm definitely not doing it on this side. Lift your chest up, your sword, chest up, okay? And then wherever you are in the process of opening the hip, you can come back to standing, come to the standing tree. And once you're up, bring your hands to your hips, stabilize your standing leg, lock it out, unhinge the left leg 3 times, knee joint, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, hold. Squeeze both inner thighs, lock both legs. You can do it. And change right leg, sorry, left leg down. Okay, and then you're gonna sit. The rest of the class, we're gonna be on the ground. Bring your legs out in front of you, shake them out. That was good, okay? And let's bring the knees in, lift the chest up, okay? So you can hug in, this is Apanasana, and means like the prana is rising up, lift the energy up. You can even look a little up and squeeze your knees in. Now, let the knees open for Baddha Konasana. Okay, when you go into Baddha Konasana, you can hold the feet. I'm going to press on liver 3, the acupressure points between the long bones, between the big toe and the first toe bones, before the bones connect. So up the foot a little bit. It's a good pressure point, acupressure point to do in Baddha Konasana. But I'm still going to peel my feet open like a book. Press the outer edges of your feet together and relax your knees down. And then if you want to come forward, come forward. You don't have to press the acupoint, or you can do the opening of the feet position. I find it helpful, and it also helps make connections between your feet and your pelvis and your spine, your pelvic floor. And then when you look at it from the perspective of Chinese medicine, when you look at the meridians, right, you can see how those lines connect, right? urinary bladder pathway, the liver pathway, the spleen pathway, they all go up the inner legs. The bladder goes up the backs of the legs, kidney up the inner legs, really close into the pelvic floor. You can come back up if you folded forward. Now you're gonna hook the big toes with your first two fingers and thumb, and lean a little bit back. Okay, now if you have a wall behind you, just be careful. We're not gonna try to roll back, but just if you happen to roll back, you don't want to crash into the wall. Lift your chest up, lean behind your sit bones, and then take your legs out into straddle pose. You don't have to hold your big toes. If you do, you can actually, you're pressing still on some liver points, spleen point, but you can also hold your shins. And then not to get too into the meridian acupuncture stuff, but then you get to press on some gallbladder or maybe some kidney spleen points. Anyway, lean back, lift your chest up, pull the abdomen in. You're leaning back on the sitting bones, but you're not collapsing in your low back. And then you're gonna bring your legs into Navasana. Okay, and then you have to release your arms for Navasana. I'm gonna turn sideways and try not to cheat too much. Ooh, and then squeeze the abdomen, lift your chest up. If it started to cramp a little bit. And then you're gonna go to low boat. So when you go to low boat, pull the navel to the spine, socket foot, and then come back up, lift up, chest up. Then come back to low boat. And then come up, Navasana, chest up, pull the low abs in, lower back down, one more like that. Come back up, chest up, look up. Okay, and then you're gonna lower down. You're gonna just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you come all the way down. Once your head is on your mat, relax in Shavasana. We're not done. We're just going to take a moment to drop the body and prepare for some postures on our back. Okay, so the first one on our back is, let's do a wind removing. Bend your right knee, pull it in towards your right shoulder. Squeeze with your hands, grip, you're all 10 fingers, strong hands. Pull the knee towards your right shoulder. Breathe nice and calmly. Put your whole spine flat to the floor. Change. Relax your right leg all the way down. Bend your left knee and grip around the shin bone so you can pull with your hands. Go to your maximum where you can still breathe. Get the good compression for your descending colon. Keep your tailbone lengthening, crown of the head lengthening, whole spine flat to the floor, chin and look down. Pull one more. And release. Left leg down, arms down. Both knees a bend. Grab for your opposite elbows. Oh, I forgot I was going to tell you a story. Okay, once you have your elbows, stay. It's not really a story, it's just that I was teaching this morning a couple of classes, and I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna go teach it too. I was like, oh, I really want to go to this. There's this really good bakery right near where I teach, or where I taught today. And it's just like the best bakery. It's like I have to go. So anyway, I ate like a giant cookie from that bakery right before this. I keep laughing because I'm like burping. Anyway, release, arms down, legs down, heels touch toes, crawl open. But it was delicious. Okay, relax here. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's do this. Walk your heels in towards your butt. Put your heels on the ground, reach your fingers to your heels, roll your shoulders underneath your chest, push into your heels, lift your hips up for bridge. Okay, squeeze the back of the butt up, the low butt up, roll the weight into the shoulders. Lower your spine back down, keep your knees bent. You're going to do one more, and the option is to do another bridge or do a wheel pose. If you're doing a wheel pose, I'll do it with you. Otherwise, You can work on bridge. Hands alongside of your shoulders, all 5 fingers spread wide. Push in your hands, push in your feet, take a deep breath. Push in your hands, push in your feet, come up into heel. Once you're up, lift your heels, and you can walk your feet closer to your hands, right, left. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another so your knees are still tracking parallel, not turned out. And then you can lift your hands one at a time, right, left. You don't have to move them to your heels, but that's where you're looking at going. And then take your head to your butt. Lift, push your hands down. Lift your chest through your arms, but look back for your heels, for your butt. And then change. Come down if you're in bridge, come down if you're in wheel. And then rest, this time with the legs straight out in front. Lower the heels to touch. Lower the toes to fall out. And breathe in and out. I think the cookie is the reason why I'm also a little bit, I'm like stuffy. My breathing is weird. Like that's food does that. Certain foods makes you congested. That's why you don't want to eat before you're practicing. Legs together, flex your feet, heels on the ground, arms overhead. Big breath in. Do a sit up. And then from here, come on to your abdomen. Bring your chin out. Put your throat on the towel, on the mat. Okay, and then bring your hands alongside of your chest. We're going to do the cobra pose from the 26 and 2 class. Try to flatten your throat on the ground. And look forward. Bring your elbows in, your forearms in, squeeze your legs together, push your feet down, contract your thighs, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your butt, take a breath, and come up, lift your ribs away from the floor. Elbows from a 90-degree angle from the side, shoulders down and a little forward. Make the cobra hood, squeeze your legs together, chin up, keep your ribs in the air, feel your low back muscles really working. Look back. Slowly come back down. Bring your arms by your sides. Separate your legs a little bit wider. Maybe mat's width. Okay. Bring your hands by your chest again. We'll do the other cobra. So push into the hands. This is full cobra prep. You can straighten your arms, but have your shoulders down and back. Okay, when you bring your shoulders down and back, it's not the cobra hood, right? So it's the more space. There's more of a backward bend happening when your whole spine goes back. Now let your head go back. Look for your toes. If you want to bend your knees, put your toes on your head. Do that. You might feel your hamstrings cramp a little bit. If it's too much, bring it back off. It's just change happening. It's usually why cramps happen, unless you're dehydrated. That can also be a reason. But change, right? Your body doing something new. Look back, go to your depth, stay, chin up. Look for your toes, bend your knees. And then you can change. Slowly come down. Okay, and then bring your arms underneath your body, palms face down. Spread your fingers wide. Grab the floor with your 10 fingers, knuckles. Grab the floor. Grab the floor with your hands, palms. All those muscles in the hands are useful right now. You gotta use them. Relax your left leg. Lock your right leg. Point your right toes. Lift your right leg halfway to the ceiling. Use your fingers more. Roll the weight into your shoulders. Chin out, throat as flat on the ground as you can. Change. Put your right leg down, squeeze your left leg, lock it, and lift it. When you lift it, push your fingers down, bring your shoulders forward, lock the leg in there more, squeeze it, lower. Okay, turn your head down a little bit. Your mouth will be down. Adjust your arms. Make sure that you are grabbing the floor with your fingers. Squeeze your legs even more. Keep them locked. Take a breath. Inhale, lift your legs. Exhale, stay, keep breathing, push your fingers down. Squeeze your legs up, use your tricep strength. Lift your hips up, lift your legs up. Change. Lower down. Okay, release your arms out. Turn your head to the right. Relax the neck. We're gonna do a fun little drill pose for preparation for Likarasana, which is, I'll keep talking to you, but turn your head the other way. So Likarasana, you can also keep doing, you could do that locust pose you just did, but I think you'll like this next one. Likarasana is the one where you have your arms underneath you, palms down. You lift your hips over your shoulders. You've probably seen pictures of that. Let's see, you see. Okay, so this one you bring your arms under again, just like you were in locust. Okay, but this one I want you to try, really try. Flatten your front of your throat to the ground. Okay, and then grab the floor with your fingers. Keep your chin out. See how much you can get your throat on the top, on the ground. Doesn't have to literally touch, but just think about it. Okay, and then you're gonna tuck your toes under at the back of your mat. And then start to walk your toes towards you, towards your shoulders. You lift your hips up. And now you can probably get your throat even closer to the floor. And you want to get the center of the chest on the floor. And you stay, you check it out, you take a breath. And then you walk your toes back, or you can slide back sometimes. Okay, and then you're going to do that again, but we'll add on. Chin out, throat flat. Walk your toes in, walk, walk, walk. Lift your hips up. Grab the floor with your fingers, lift your right leg up. Keep it up, keep it straight. Keep flattening out your throat as long as you're breathing. Change, right leg down. Left leg up. Throat down, chest down, leg up. Lower the left leg. And that's enough. You can lower your hips back down. Bring your arms out from underneath you. Okay, turn your head to the right again. Rest. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn your head to the left. Rest. Okay, we're gonna finish spine strengthening, arms out to the sides, hands as high as the top of the head, full locust, squeeze your legs, take a breath, come up, arms by the head, legs, everything up, chest up, look up, go up, only thing on the ground are your hip points. Take another breath, look up more, fly higher, exhale, go higher, and change. Bring your arms down by your sides, bend both knees, grab for your feet from the outside for both. Walk your knees in, point your toes up to the ceiling. Flatten out your hips, your belly. Point your toes to the ceiling, kick into your hands. Kick back, kick up. Roll forward onto your abdomen, keep kicking, use your glutes. Kick your toes up, eyes up, look for your toes. Shoulders and knees are just floating up. Stay on the abdomen, kick, and change. When you come down, you're going to take your hands alongside of your chest, push up into a table, and then go to downward facing dog. Hips up, head down, just take a moment, breathe. Bring your right leg up and back. Bend your right knee to your right wrist elbow. Bring your right knee down for pigeon. Lift your center of the chest up. Angle your right knee to where you need it so that you can come forward. When you come forward, lower your head down, take your pigeon pose. Relax your jaw, your neck, your throat. Let the nice stretch happen all over the right side. And just breathe there for a couple moments. You can stay, work on this forward fold pigeon, letting the outer right side body, all this the tissues, the sort of connection tissues that carry energy and light throughout the entire body. You start to make more space and more ease in those places if there are any stuck places. Starts to open it up. Just focus on the breath and let the body be for a moment. And then if you want to come back up your chest, lift up the chest. Reach through the heart. Okay. And you're going to take a bend of the left knee and reach back for your inner left foot. If this doesn't happen today, don't worry about it. But if you can, you're going to grab the left inner foot and take like the OK grip, put the thumb inside of the big toe. Left shoulder kick back with the foot. So you kick back and then right shoulder come forward. Here's your standing bow pulling arms, shoulders. Okay. Then from here, kick back, charge forward, let your two shoulders separate each other front to back. You can lower the right arm down, bend your left elbow in towards your butt, and then out. Now, you'll probably find a stuck place, and you stay there and breathe. And then come back to kick back and reach forward. Okay? And then try that again. I'm going to turn the other way so you can see. You need to. Okay, so this is a development for the shoulders. Reach forward, reach back. And then I'm going to lower my right hand and I'm going to bend my right elbow into my butt and then out. So I'm working on rotating the shoulder. Then I might get to a stuck point. Then just stay in the stuck point. Breathe there. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to kick back, reach forward. One more time. Okay, and then we'll see this time the shoulder wants to rotate all the way. Oh. It will. Elbow in, down to the butt, and then out, and then around. And then if it does that, you can grab the foot with the other hand, take your head back. There's other ways to get into that full pigeon pose. One other way is to strap around the foot, right? Some people can do this. They take the half moon grip, and they go back, and bend the knee, and then there's a foot there. The other way is the flip grip. And I think I've shown you this before, the palm face out, or someone has, and you grab under the foot, and then you pull the heel in, and rotate like so, okay? And if you have the full pigeon, you can go into the full pigeon, head back, elbows in, chest up. If you don't have the full pigeon, you keep working on one of those things. The shoulders, the rotation of the shoulders, right, comes from, you know, developing enough space in the joint to be able to do that sort of deeper movement. And there's no shortcuts. Okay, you can go to your other side. First do a plank, please. So you want to stabilize everything, squeeze it in together, pull your abdomen, push the floor away. Plank for just a moment, not a whole minute. And then you're going to do your other side pigeon. This time, a left foot, knee forward. And come into a folded pigeon when you're ready. Okay, and then when you're coming into it, I think you said it was your left knee. You know, if the knee's like something's going on, a lot of teachers say don't flex your front foot in pigeon, but I will flex my foot because it'll protect my knee. So I kind of activate my foot. You can even press your hand in your foot. That might give you a little more connection to the hip and bypass the knee if there is any strain in the knee, or you just shift your position of the leg, or you use some props. right? Which you already know, I think, how to do, of course, to put your left hip elevated on a block or a pillow. Just breathe, let the blood flow, let the movement, the heat come into the outer leg, the outer hip. You can stay in the folded pigeon, right? Or work on the shoulder stuff. I'll show you on this side. We're not going to spend too much time on it because even though you said you weren't in a time crunch, I don't want to turn this into a 2-hour class. Sean will kill me because he's getting the video. All right, bend the right knee, reach back, grab the right foot, kick back, right shoulder, reach forward, left shoulder. You can stay and work here. Separate the shoulders front to back. Kick back, reach forward. Left arm can come down. If you're doing the little drill, bend your elbow into your butt and down, and then out, and then see where it gets stuck, and then just stay. Breathe. A couple of moments. Then kick back. I'm holding my inner right big toe. Charge forward, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Find that stretch. Stay there. And then do it again. Bend your right elbow. This is if you're doing the shoulder work. You don't have to. Okay, elbow into the right butt. Down and then out. See how far it goes. Into the rotation. And then try one more. Kick and reach. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. This is a drill I do with my teacher Isa. Working with shoulder rotation development. Bend your right elbow in. Okay, and then maybe it goes, into the rotation all the way. In, down to your butt, out, and then around. You're gonna lift the chest up. So remember, you're gonna back bend, shoulder rotation, and then you can catch your left hand. Or use your strap or your flip grip. Okay, so flip grip. Flex the foot, reach under, pull the heel. And sometimes from a lot of people, that's an easier way to rotate the shoulder. The other way, when I first did it, I was like, there's no way, I'm stuck. And then I just kept doing it. And then of course, when the body keeps doing something, it changes. It makes space. So go to whatever you're working on in your full pigeon or your non-full pigeon. And then let's move back into a plank, no rush. If you're still sort of exploring, come back into a plank. In between, squeeze your legs, squeeze your abs, push the floor. Okay, and then from here, let's bring the knees down, sit your hips on your heels. Separate your feet, bring your hips down inside of your heels. Slowly go back, right elbow, left elbow, top of the head, back of the head. If you're going back, Supta Vidrasana, grab your opposite elbows, pull your elbows down, bring your chin in, look down the center line of the body, squeeze your inner legs together. The knees are on the ground. Do a bridge in your spine, bring your hands back to your feet, come back up opposite. All the way. Knees together. Hips on the heels, arms overhead, half tortoise, palms flat, palms crossed, stretch up. Come forward. When you come forward, put your forehead on the ground. Pinky edge side of the hands on the ground, the rest of your arms are in the air. Stretch your fingertips more forward, stretch your shoulder blades forward. Stretch your hips back. Whole spine stretching, abdomen in, squeeze your inner thighs, legs together. Inhale, come up. Reach up. Touch the ceiling, arms down. Okay, and stand up on your knees. Pat them if you need to for camel. Bring your hands to your low back. Okay, actually you can do, if you want, so we've been doing a lot of sort of half moon stuff today. So if you want to do half moon into your camel, you can. I'll talk you through that. You'll bring the hands to the low back or the heels, but you can start with your arms up. Otherwise, bring your hands to your low back. Okay, if you're getting burnt out on half moon style. You should feel like you can breathe easily. If you have your arms up, reach up, look back. Drop your head, reach up, chest up, arms back. Just like standing half moon, you're just kneeling half moon. So go back into your depth. Stay, take a breath. And then separate your hands. You can bring them to your heels or your low back. Push your hips forward. Breathe calmly in through your nose. Out through your nose. Squeeze your hips forward. Grab your heels. If you're holding your heels, when you come out, you can go through half moon or bring your hands to your low back. Slowly come back up. Stretch up at the top. And then lower your hips down to your heels again. Okay, just because we are sort of going through every posture. I believe we're hitting every posture from the 26 and 2 class. I want you to do one rabbit, but be very mindful of the no heat. Like if you're not in a hot room, this posture can be really challenging. I think I do it a lot though without the heat. Just go slow. Bring your chin in, pull your stomach in, round your spine, touch your forehead to your knees, grab your heels. Pull your heels to your forehead. Your elbows can be bent at first. Pull your forehead to your knees, to your heels, and then take an exhale to lift your hips up. Then roll forward. The hips come up, the arms go now straight. Keep digging your fingers into your heels. Strong hands, shoulders off the ears. Abdomen in, lift your hips up. Feel the whole back of the spine getting longer. Front side lifting, suck your stomach in. Change, slowly come back out. One vertebrae at a time, head comes up last. Lean to the side, bring your legs out in front. Okay, bend your left shin in, just like so. And bring your right heel in. And you can kind of hug around the right knee. Lift your chest up. Crunchasana, you can hold the right foot from underneath with your hands like a little stirrup. Lean behind your sitting bones. Bring your right knee to your right shoulder, and you can start to lift your right leg into a straight position. If that doesn't work, you can also hold lower on the leg to straighten the leg. Okay, and you have the mobility to hold the foot. You can also take your left hand and grab your right wrist. But whatever you're doing, keep the chest up, pull the abdomen in, and the energy's going up, but the head's not back, right? The eyes are up, but the face is at the shin. Okay, or the ankle, if it's there. And then you bend your right knee and it's going to like a rock the baby. Bring your right heel to your left elbow. Pardon me, bring your right elbow across around your right knee. That's one option. You can do some small sort of shifting of the hip, or you can bring your arms like a little sling underneath. That's also optional. Breathe into the hip, rock the baby. And then just sit in a half lotus, right heel to the hip crease, hands to the knees, sit tall, focus, sixth chakra. Bring your energy more in, even though we're like on the screen, like kind of come back to your space that your body takes up, and just breathe. Okay, and then let's do the other side, Crunchasana first. Right knee down, bring your left knee in, sit up nice and tall. You can catch your left foot. If you know you can straighten your leg and hold the foot, go ahead. But think knee to the shoulder, chest up. And then straighten the leg, lift your chest. Pull the abdomen in, get that nice hamstring stretch. So you don't have to hold the foot. You could hold lower on the leg or even use a strap. Okay, and then from here, bend the knee out. Rock the baby, either the sling under or the elbow to the foot. Push the foot into the elbow. On this side, my ankle likes to sickle. My ankles are too flexible sometimes. So I have to really concentrate on keeping the ankle nice and long, not rolling it in. Whoosh with my foot, and lift the chest up. And then from here, half lotus. Heel in, half lotus doesn't work. Sit cross-legged. And bring your hands to your knees, palms face up. You can do chin mudra, first finger and thumb together. And just concentrate on the sixth chakra, right at the center of your head. Okay. We're gonna do the let's do the finishing sequence of the 26 and 2. Heel of the left foot tied to the inner right thigh. Flex your right toes, bring your arms up. Quarter turn, face your right leg, tuck your chin in, just like rabbit pose, round in. Touch your foot to your knee, grab your foot from underneath with your 10 fingers. Toes back, heel away, elbows down. Change. Do your other left leg out, right leg in. The femur bones are making about a 90-degree angle, so it's not very wide. You can push the right heel to the inner left thigh, groin, stretch up, chin in, look at your chest, round over your left leg. Catch your foot and keep bending the shoulder, rounding the shoulders in and down to the elbows to the floor one day. Flex your toes back, pull on the ball of the foot with your stirrup grip for your hands. And you get a really nice calf stretch. Change, come up, Paschimottanasana, and lie down on your back. Do a quick sit up, inhale, sit up arms with the head, exhale. Okay, grab your toes, walk your hips back, pull the chest forward, flex your feet, look forward, come forward, squeeze your legs in. Once you're at your maximum, relax your head a little bit. Take your head to your toes a little bit more. Pull on your toes, stretch your backside. Change. Scoot your hips forward enough so you can come into, no, let's do twist first. Bring your right foot over your left knee. You're gonna twist to the right, left arm up, elbow outside of the knee, push the knee back, turn to the right. Left hand grabs the knee on the ground, chest up, turn, twist to the right. Right hand comes around behind, catches for the inner left thigh. The right elbow in close to the low back. Keep your spine straight up and down. Turn the ribs to the shoulders to the right, turn your head to the right, look beyond your right shoulder, twist, twist. Okay, and then untwist and switch the right knee in front, the left foot across. So you want to have the heel very close to the knee, and then the left hip down on the ground again. So you have that nice base for your spine to move. Right arm up, elbow push, the knee away, reach down, grab the knee on the ground, take a twist to the left, left ribs, shoulders to the left arm in the air, reach around, grab for your right inner thigh. And if your two sitting bones are even on the ground, you should be able to, you don't need to use your hands, like to support the spine, if that makes sense. And then use your hands, arms to, push the elbows a little more back. It gives a little more leverage. But you always go in your twist to where you can breathe, not where you feel like you have to, run away. And come to somewhere where you're like, okay, I can stay, even if it's, challenging. Okay, unwind the spine. And now lie it down. I want to go into a plow, shoulder stand, and fish pose, and that's going to be our finishing series. Okay, so when you come onto your back, let your legs come up first. And you can stay here. You could also put a block or a blanket under your hips if you want to do a more sort of yin style version of this pose, or just, if shoulder stand or plow is not going to be valuable for right now. If you like shoulders or plow, push into your hands, lift your hips up, take your toes over your head. Okay, and then get your shoulders more underneath you. You can bend your knees to your head. You can bring your hands to your low back. And try to support the low back. Keep your elbows in. I like to interlace my fingers and kind of tug my shoulders more underneath my chest. once I'm in the pose. And then hands to the low back, fingers point up, bend your knees to your forehead. Take your legs up if you're doing shoulder stand. Once you're up, squeeze your legs more together, pull the abdomen in. Squeeze your butt towards your, the direction where your head is, that wall, and then take your legs, squeeze them away from that wall. Okay, so the legs are like moving forward, but your glutes are moving back. So you can track your hips more over your shoulders straight up. You have a little more balance. If you're in the shoulder stand, if you have lotus, you can take lotus and shoulder stand. Oh, that went to cramp again. Okay, and then if you have lotus and shoulder stand, you can go through Karnapidasana into the embryo. Otherwise, stay in your shoulder stand. When you're ready to come out, bend your knees to your forehead, take your toes over your head, drop your hands, palms down to the ground. Roll your spine back down nice and slow. Once you get the hips on the ground, you can bend your knees so you don't have to use your abdominal muscles to lower the feet to the ground. Legs are long. And prepare for fish. Final pose before Shavasana. Push your elbows down. Lift your chest breastbone up. Drop your head back. Put the top of the head on your ground. Push into your elbows as long as you need. Open your throat. If you want to do Uttana Padasana, squeeze your legs together, lift them 45 degrees off the floor. Do that with the arms, palms together. From your fish pose, take as much time as you like. When you come out, lower the legs, push your elbows into the floor. Bring your chin a little in so you can drop the head, back of the head on the ground. And then just surrender all of it. Okay, relax all of it. Let go of your arms and your legs. Into Shavasana. When you take Shavasana, it's a surrender. Pure surrender of the use of the body, the action of the body. You just did that with a lot of postures, and in fact we did do sort of a longer session, which is fine. I'm happy with it, but I want you to take some time in this posture, as long as you want. Honestly, I'm not going to call you out of this pose, so you'll decide how long. At least take 5 minutes. And just notice the body dropping into the ground more and more and more. Every part of your being, physical being, is done for now. The breath will naturally slow. It just will happen. You don't have to do anything. The heart rate will naturally slow. You stay and meditate on your heart, your innate wisdom. Just let that expand. Rest the body. Like a sacred form of sleep. Just like when we sleep at night, the body recovers all the organs. Get revived, restored. Everything comes back into a really nice resonance with the whole. So it's same in Shavasana. But you stay awake, your mind is very clear.
Drop the body. Soften. And take as much time as you like. You did a really, really strong, deep practice. Be proud of yourself for stepping to it, for coming to an online virtual class. Takes a lot of courage to just do any form of practice. Thank yourself, and may all beings receive the benefit of our practice. May everyone be at peace, be nourished, be safe. We'll see you next week or next time. We're gonna leave the Zoom open, but I'm gonna stop the